Or is this full-time MMA now?
I love full-time MMA right now.
Full-time MMA?
MMA,
Nothing
yeah.
else?
My life, man, yeah.
Back to the daily grind, and shout out to the full-time patrons. Make sure to hit subscribe if you're new and hit thumbs up if you're not a baby back bagel biting bitch boy, cause you know what time it is. It's full time.
MMA.
And Miss Mackenzie Dern is staying at Straweight despite her weight cutting issues. This is what she had to say. After I did not hit the weight, the UFC called me, you know. They said they were thinking of moving me up. They called me to come to the Performance Institute in Las Vegas to see what my body type was like, you know. If it was better to continue at Straweight or move up to flyweight, you know. Having this network is so great. Seeing them invest time in me and helping me, I had no way of saying no, you know. I'm here getting their help on everything. And so Mackenzie Dern, she has had her weight cutting issues, but I'm assuming she met up with some of the best nutritionists in the world. She took advantage of the opportunities that UFC fighters have at the Performance Institute, where you've got top of the line training equipment, coaches, nutritionists, everything you could need as a doctors, whatever you need at the UFC Performance Institute, and it's all free to UFC fighters. So I'm assuming while she was up there, she met up with some of the best nutritionists in the world, and to see, and not even just nutritionists, you know, doctors, to check out her body type. I'm sure they ran her through all type of them motherfucking high dollar, you know, medical equipment and stuff like that, just to see, can I make 115 pounds consistently for my body type, or might I need to move up to 125 pounds and be able to make that weight a lot more consistently. So the results are in, and she continued to say, everyone here agrees I have a body type that fits at Straweight in the category that I am, so the plan is to continue in it, you know. But we want to diet and train so that I do not have to cut so much weight, you know. I'll cut very little after the fight. I will not go up that much, regardless of what will be decided on the weigh-in, whether or not it will return for the afternoon. It will not change my situation much, you know, because the way that they want me to be the best possible athlete, it will be a very quiet thing. So this is something that's interesting, you know, because she kind of mentioned the early weigh-in switching, and she said that doesn't really affect her. And I was kind of curious, like, you know, there's a lot of fighters coming out and speaking out against going from the early weigh-ins back to the ceremonial weigh-ins, but it seems like there's been a lot more fighters missing weight as of late since the UFC has moved to early weigh-ins, so Dana White's moving it back. He said, yeah, it doesn't even seem like it's really up for discussion at this point, but you're seeing a lot of fighters coming out, hey, no, don't punish us for people not making weight. That's a few undisciplined fighters. They're gonna fuck up either way. We're doing the right thing. We like the early weigh-ins. It gives us more time to replenish. Let's keep the early weigh-ins. And there's a lot of fighters coming out on that side. And I was like, man, for there to be this many fighters speaking out, I don't really see any fighters on the other side. Even fighters that miss weight, Mackenzie Dern specifically, or Johnny Hendricks, you know, fighters that have missed weight more than once. Even fighters that have just been missing weight since the early weigh-ins. I haven't really seen any fighters coming out like, yes, thanks, boss. We're going back to the ceremonial weigh-ins. Yeah, like we get to stay trained longer. I haven't seen anybody coming out and voicing support for these ceremonial weigh-ins, and I was curious. I wonder even if the fighters that are kind of notorious for missing weight or have missed weight lately, what they have to say about this. And Mackenzie Dern said, regardless of what will be decided on the weigh-in, whether or not it will return for the afternoon, it will not change my situation much. So she feels like she can stay at Straweight even with the early weigh-ins. So that's to me, that's a pretty strong point, because she's somebody that missed weight by 7.5 pounds, if I'm not mistaken, 8 pounds almost. And she's still like, yo, we can keep the early weigh-ins. A lot of people felt like with Mackenzie Dern, it was more of a discipline issue. You know, she was changing camps in between her last fight camp. In interviews, she admitted herself, like, you know, sometimes she would be at the training, sometimes she wouldn't be there. And so since that was the case, she ended up making a permanent move, I believe, to California, where she can spend her time and not have to go back and forth from there to the MMA lab, which is where she was training. So she was asked to leave her former team, you know, and it might have even been in the best interest of her. Like, look, it's going to hurt your career to try and go from here to there to here to there. So even if we want the best for you, you know, should probably just move there full time. I get it. You know, you don't want to let us down, and what it's all good. You know, so that was a situation that happened all leading up to her missing weight. And so with that being said, now she's met up with the UFC, the doctors, nutritionists, and she feels like she can stay at strawweight. So we'll see what happens, but I'll definitely make sure I'm tuning in to Mackenzie Dern's weigh-ins to see if she's making weight or not. With that being said, let the full-time family know what you guys think in the comments. I'm out. And before we go, shout out to all the full-time MMA white belts that have hit the subscribe button. Make sure you also hit the notification bell right next to it so you're notified every time I upload a video. And if you want to become a full-time MMA blue belt, purple belt, brown belt, or black belt, all you have to do is go to patreon.com/fulltimemma. I'm out.
Bye, Felicia.